Okay, let's meet President Polk. He is our 11th president. Maybe quiz yourself, see if you can remember the previous 10. I think we're good on those early ones, but feel free to pause the video and test yourself here. He's definitely a president that doesn't get enough attention for what he achieved. So we'll give him his due time today. All right, so there's your list there. I feel like we're usually pretty good until Jackson, and then it gets a little fuzzy. We'll talk a little bit more about John Tyler later on. So he's going to serve from 1844 to 1849. So he's a Democrat, styled in the way of Andrew Jackson. Under his guidance, our territory is going to explode once again. So remember, Louisiana Territory, we double our land mass. It's going to grow by another third under President Polk. So he's going to add millions more of square miles. And so this will be the first time that we go from the Atlantic to the Pacific. So he's relatively unknown outside political circles, but he had served as a Tennessee senator and governor. Very good speaker. He's nicknamed Young Hickory for supporting Jackson's plan to dismantle the banking system. So remember that Jackson's nickname is Old Hickory, named for a tree that bends but doesn't break. And so he is Young Hickory. He is our first dark horse candidate. So let's talk about what that means. So this means it's an unexpected winner or an unexpected nominee. So he kind of came out of left field for a lot of people. So remember that Martin Van Buren can't secure the party nomination. So he had been president previously and he can't lock it up. And it's all because of what's going on with Texas. Again, we'll have a different lesson that's all about Texas. So he lost Southern votes as a result. So he couldn't get enough votes to catch the nomination. And I think we can guess who our friend Polk here is running against, our perennial nominee, Henry Clay. This is the only election where we've seen two former speakers of the House go up against each other. So Clay is going to be attacked for being a slave owner. And the Whigs are going to be using the very creative slogan of "Who is James K. Polk?" So really trying to highlight that he's relatively unknown, whereas everyone knows the name of Henry Clay. I mean, the hero of the Missouri Compromise. How can you even compete? But you already know that Henry Clay loses every election, so you know that he can compete. So here we go. Here is his campaign poster here. The People's Choice, protector of American industry. Of course, that's relegating to the American system. Important to note, we also have a third party here in the election of 1844. So this is the Liberty Party. This is a one-issue party. Their entire platform is about eradicating slavery. So this is good evidence if you've got a question talking about the political party system in the United States. So voters love his expansionist ideas. He's talking about wanting the Oregon country. He wants Texas. He wants California. He wants a lot. So people that want to expand, and especially people that want to expand slavery, are really into that. Other issues are going on that a lot of Whigs are going over to the Liberty Party because they don't like that Clay is a slave owner. So these are sometimes called conscience Whigs. And just note that we've had quite a few other dark horse candidates here, as you can see from the image here, including our 45th president, Donald J. Trump. Polk is really one of the lesser known presidents, but I hope that you'll kind of see why he's important. He could have run for a second term. He was very popular at the end of his term, but he says, no, that I've achieved everything that was on my agenda. So it's time to make way for new ideas. So really impressive candidate for sure. Just to show you here what the election looks like here. So a little bit of a shift there between the popular vote and the electoral vote there. So just note that. So he's got 49.5% of the popular vote, but more like 62% of the electoral vote. And you'll see that the Liberty Party there gets 2% of the popular vote, but no electoral votes. One of the most popular campaign slogans for Polk was 54-40 or fight. So this was this very aggressive point of saying that we want all of the Oregon Territory. So we had this joint occupation with Great Britain. So he's announcing that he wants a lot of this land. So remember that this is the 49th parallel. This is really where it is today. And that's where that joint occupation had ended there because of Rush-Bagot Treaty. But he's saying we want all the way up here, but that privately he's willing to negotiate. So they will end up agreeing on the 49th parallel. But it definitely shows us that people are in aggressive moods in America to take more territory. And here are his accomplishments in terms of president. He reduces tariffs to stimulate trade. So this is great for people coming out of, the nullification crisis and that sort of thing. Creates an independent treasury and is reforming the banking system. So we're not back at the national bank here yet. So he's still in Andrew Jackson's shadow there. He will secure the Oregon Territory. So he really is seen as a champion of manifest destiny. He will lead us into the Mexican-American War. Again, more on that a little bit later. And so we have a lot more territory that we gain as a result of that as well. 2 states will be added during his term. So we've got Iowa and Wisconsin in the mix now. And he promised to be a one-term president, and he fulfills that promise. But sadly, he dies just a few months after leaving office at the age of 53. And that's it for the intro. So now you're going to be going through a few documents, and this is going to be some more PPAC practice. So focusing on sourcing and claim.